Today's lesson is comparing whole numbers, lesson 1. Today you will use the greater than and less than symbol to compare numbers to the 10,000s place. The vocabulary you'll need to know after today's lesson is greater than and less than. If we take a look at the screen now, you will hopefully recognize some of these figures. This is a Pac-Man video game, and it was very popular quite a number of years ago. Your parents have probably played it. The idea of a video game is to get the larger numbers, and whoever has the highest score is the winner. Now the yellow Pac-Man, the one that's eating all those little dots, here's one eating a single dot. His job is to go after all the little dots and then anything on the screen that is worth the most points, because the goal of the game is to get the most points and be the winner. So as you can tell, he's going around eating all those points without getting attacked by those other little blue guys. And he just got 200 points for eating that one guy. He also gets higher points for eating the fruit. So we're going to use Pac-Man to compare numbers and looking at a larger number and a smaller number. So here's Pac-Man, and I put them going both directions because when we compare numbers we need to be able to see which direction his mouth is going. And the direction of the mouth, since he needs to eat the larger numbers in order to win the game, so you get the biggest numbers, the mouth is going to be facing the larger number. Now, a lot of you may have used alligators in 1st and 2nd grade. I like to use Pac-Man. So if we remove Pac-Man, he leaves a greater than and less than symbol behind. So if you can remember that the direction of the mouth is where the greater than less than sign goes, and it's going to go in front of the larger number, and we're going to practice that. So which number is greater or larger than the other? That's what the word greater means. It means larger. Which number is larger? Well, the first thing I'm going to look at is how many digits does my number have? That's the first thing I want you to look at, is to look at how many digits. This number right here, 67, has 2 digits. It has a 1s and a 10s. This number also has 2 digits, a 1s and a 10s. So when the digits are even, what you need to do is start with the first digit and take a look at the number. We have 6 10s in this number and 5 10s in the number 57. So which is larger, 6 10s or 5 10s? If you said that 67 is larger or greater than 57, you would be correct, because 6 10s is worth 60 and 5 10s is worth 50, and 60 is more than 50. So I pulled Pac-Man down so we could see the direction of his mouth, but if you were to use an actual Pac-Man or an actual greater than less than symbol, you kind of trace the inside of his mouth, and that's a greater than less than symbol. So if we read this, 67 is greater than 57. Remember, the small point goes towards the smaller number and the larger open area, and sometimes my kids will finish up Pac-Man when they're doing their worksheets. You can go like that. I don't mind. Is facing 67. Okay, let's practice with another number. Which number is greater? 693 or 690? The first thing I want you to do is take a look at the digits. There are 3 digits in this number, which means it goes up to the hundreds place, and there are 3 digits in this number, which means it goes up to the hundreds place. So now your first job is to look at the first digit. We have a 6 here and a 6 in this number. That means they're even Steven. That's what I call it. They're totally dead even. There's 6 hundreds in both. So the next thing you need to do is move over a digit. We have 9 in the 10s and a 9 in the 10s place here. They're still even. So far we've got a 6 in the hundreds, a 9 in the 10s. Go to the next number, a 6 in the 100, a 9 in the 10s. They're still even. So you move over to the next place value. We have a 3 in the 1s place and a 0 in the 1s place. Which digit is larger, a 3 or a 0? If you said a 3, you are correct. So in this case, Pac-Man is going to want to eat 693 because it is greater than or larger than 690. So Pac-Man would come down here so he could eat that number. And if you were to just draw the symbol on your paper, you would just draw the open mouth, the inside mouth of Pac-Man. Remember, it's very important to compare the digits. We had 3 digits here, which means we went to the hundreds place, and 3 digits here. Then you have to start comparing 1 digit at a time. You always start with the first digit, especially if they're the same, like both in hundreds places. Okay, let's look at another number. Which number is less? Now before we've had greater than. Now we're looking at less. Which number is less? That means smaller. We have the number 9,452 and 9,524. So what I want you to do is count the digits. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 digits in this number. 1, 2, 3, 4 digits in this number. When you have 4 digits, that means you're in the thousands place. We have a 9 in the thousands place over here and a 9 in the thousands place on the other number. That tells me that they're even Steven so far. So 9 in the thousands, 9 in the thousands. Now we go to the next digit, the hundreds. So we have a 4 in the hundreds place and a 5 in the hundreds place. They are different numbers. So now we can compare 4 hundreds compared to 5 hundreds. Which number is less? Which is the smaller number? If you said 400, you would be correct. So we don't need to go to the tens place and the ones place because the hundreds place told us that 9,452 is less than 9,524. And to show that, we are going to pull down the Pac-Man's mouth in this direction. Remember, the tiny part of the mouth is towards the smaller numbers. So your Pac-Man mouth goes this direction. So if we read it backwards, 9,524, this symbol means this end is larger than this number, then it would be correct. So the smaller tiny point of the mouth points towards the smaller number, and the large open mouth is getting ready to eat the larger number. So that's why it has to face that direction. Okay, let's look at the next slide. Which number is greater? Okay, we're back to greater. So let's take a look at our numbers. We have how many digits? 1, 2, 3, 4 digits. So 4 digits means we have thousands. Let's look over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 digits. That means we get into the 10,000s place. Now 10,000s place is larger than 1,000s place. There's not a number right here, and we don't normally write numbers this way, but if we were to compare 5 digits against 5 digits, this is what it would look like. So we don't have anything in the 10,000s place, and we have a 1 in the 10,000s place in this number. So this number is larger, and this number is smaller. Now go back to our question. Which number is greater? Remember, greater means larger. So Pac-Man will be pulled down, and, oops, let me move my pen, and he will be pulled down in this direction. Okay, my lips aren't working today. So today you use the greater than and less than symbol to compare numbers to the 10,000s place. It's pretty basic, and be ready to practice this tomorrow.